What's up, guys? It's Wally, and today we're going to be doing some battles with our Reg D All-Types team. Now, I did it back in Series 2 and in Regulation C, and I know a couple of people were asking about it, so I thought it'd be really cool if the first Regulation D team that we made was an iteration of an All-Types team. And to be completely honest with you guys, it was actually pretty tough to get all 18 types on a team using at least one new Pokemon in Regulation D. And obviously that new Pokemon is going to be Urshifu. I know, big surprise because I know a lot of people are going to be using Urshifu, especially the Rapid Strike variety. But I think it's a really good addition to the team, especially since we don't really necessarily know what the meta is going to be. Obviously we know what Pokemon are coming in and what Pokemon are going to be really good, but I know over the coming month or two, a lot of people are going to be coming up with new strategies and new ways for these Pokemon to be able to work together. So once we actually get that, I think like a month down the line, we'll try to rebuild the All-Types team to make it a little easier against the eventual meta. So obviously this Urshifu is the Rapid Strike variety, which is the Fighting and the Water type. As a Tera, we do have it as a Steel type. And the main reason for that is because it's going to be really good as a defensive Tera type against the Fairy, as well as the Grass type moves that'll potentially go into Urshifu, as well as make it so that Iron Head, which is a really great move and also has the chance to flinch, will actually make that a stab move as well. We do end up having the Assault Vest on it, which is the reason why we have a total of 4 moves there. Now, obviously, Surging Strikes is going to be really good because you do hit for a crit every time, and especially since it is a water type, you do get the stab bonus. We also have Aqua Jet, which is great for priority. Drain Punch is really nice. I know a lot of people would end up going with Close Combat, and I totally get that. But since we do want to keep it out there for a little bit longer, it's nice to be able to have Drain Punch so you don't take the decrease in the defense and special defense, and you also get the chance to be able to heal up just a little bit too. And then, of course, Iron Head as well, which also has that chance to flinch, which I think is really nice. We have Farigiraf on the team, which is a really great Pokemon as well because it's able to stop the priority moves, such as like Aqua Jet that we might potentially see from an Urshifu. It's really great too because it ends up being our Trick Room counter and potentially a counter to Tailwind as well. I mean, there are going to be some teams that have Trick Room and Tailwind on it. So having Farigiraf out there, if we send it out there and they end up sending out their Tailwind option, we could always end up going Trick Room. Or if we both send out this kind of Trick Room option, we could always go Imprison and hope that we have the speed. Other than that, we do have Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam. That'll be really nice because with Imprison, we'd be able to stop the Dazzling Gleam if another Pokemon like Fluttermane ends up having it. Hyper Voice is another great stab move. And then, of course, if we do Terastallize into the Fairy type, we do end up getting Dazzling Gleam as a stab move as well. We do have Safety Goggles on it, too, which is nice because, obviously, with, like, a Moongus, with, like, Rage Powder, Spore, or potential Sleep Powders, too, from other Pokemon, it'll be nice because it'll end up blocking those. We also have Baxcalibur, which, and I know this is going to be where, you know, I guess the Tera types are going to start to be a little wonkier. But we have Baxcalibur, which is the Dragon type and the Ice type with the Tera type of Electric. So really, this one, I guess, was kind of like more of a throwaway too, because we already had the Steel, the Fairy, and the Ground on Glimmora, and I just had to kind of find a place for the Electric, the Dark, and the Bug as well. But Baxcalibur does have the loaded dice on it, and now that I'm looking at it, and I'm really glad that I'm looking at it now, I do need to give Baxcalibur an ability patch to be able to get it Thermal Exchange, which is the ability that we really want on it, obviously not Ice Body. So once we actually get into the games and everything, it'll be the right Baxcalibur. I'll make sure to put the actual right code up on the screen because obviously I'm going to have to take this one down to be able to change Baxcalibur, but then I'll end up putting up, again, the code, the correct code. So that'll be kind of the thing. But Baxcalibur will have Thermal Exchange, which is nice because if it gets hit by a fire move, you do end up getting a +1 to your attack. And then, of course, you aren't able to be Will-O-Wisped either. It does have Icicle Spear, Ice Shard, as well as Glaive Rush. Ice Shard is really nice as a priority move, and the Icicle Spear is going to take advantage of that loaded dice, so we're going to be able to hit at least 4 times, and potentially 5 as well. Glaive Rush is really nice because it's an extremely strong move. You do have to worry about potentially taking 2x damage if you don't get the chance to be able to do another move after your Glaive Rush before someone else attacks you. However, if you do have Ice Shard, like we do right here, we could always do that first on the next turn, or even go Protect to be able to take away the Glaive Rush damage that the opponents would end up getting. The next Pokemon is Brambleghast, which is a Pokemon that I think is extremely great, especially in Regulation D with all the genies, as well as Pokemon that like to use Heat Wave like Heatran, as well as Chi-Yu. Because Brambleghast does have the ability Wind Rider, which anytime like a wind-based move ends up going into it, it's immune, and you also get a +1 to your attack. So something like Tailwind, which is something we would set with Talonflame, we'd be able to end up giving Brambleghast a +1. If you end up doing any of the special moves from the genies, like, was it the Bolt Wind Storm, or something like that, you'll still get the +1. You're not going to get affected by that. So there are a lot of really good things that people will use into Brambleghast without even thinking about Wind Rider. But we do have the Focus Sash on it as well, because especially with the Ice-type Pokemon, Flying-type Pokemon, and potential, I guess, priority as well, especially like as we see with Baxcalibur with the Ice Shard, it's nice to be able to make it so that Brambleghast can definitely stay out there for one turn and be able to take advantage of that +1 and potential +2 or 3, depending on what Pokemon end up using against you as well. We do have Phantom Force, which is nice because you do end up disappearing for a turn, but when you come back, you're going to end up hitting into a Pokemon, and even if they protect, you still end up hitting as well. It kind of goes behind that. We do have Shadow Sneak as well, which is nice because, again, priority, and then Seed Bomb is a really nice stab move as well to go into a lot of the Pokemon. We do have the Dark Tera on this, which is nice because if you end up having a Dark type Pokemon going into you, like I said with like Chi and Pao, if they end up going for a Sucker Punch, you can end up tearing into Dark, end up resisting it and be able to, get a pretty good move off in that same turn, or if we go Phantom Force the next turn. Next we have Glimmora, which is a Pokemon that's been on a lot of my teams, and a Pokemon that I really love a lot. Toxic Debris, Citrus Berry. I won't go too deep into this one because we've used it quite a bit. This one is our Ground Tera one, which I think is really nice, especially with Earth Power. That's going to be great into a lot of Pokemon, like potentially like Iron Hands, as well as Regieleki. So we can get some really good damage over there. And then last but not least, we do have Talonflame, which does have Gale Wings, which makes it so that when we have full HP, we do have priority with our flying moves, which makes it so that Tailwind can get set pretty much right away. Of course, if they end up using a priority move on us, that's either +2 or it's used by, someone that is a little bit faster than Talonflame for some reason. Then we'll have to worry about that. We probably won't get Tailwind off right away, but Talonflame is fast enough that we have the ability to still be able to set it before a lot of other Pokemon can move. We do have Covert Cloak as well. That way, if we do get faked out, we're still able to end up moving on that turn, and we can still set that Tailwind. Or even if we go Will-O-Wisp or Taunt or something like that, we don't really have to worry about that. The one actual attacking move that we have on it is Brave Bird, which is extremely nice because, especially if we do have Gale Wings active and we do have full HP, that's going to be a priority move right there as well. The downside to that, though, is if they have a Pokemon that blocks priority or they have Psychic Terrain, we can't use Brave Bird until we are not full HP. So that's the one kind of trade-off there, but it's still really nice to actually have Brave Bird as a priority if we are full HP. We do have the Bug Tera type, which, again, is another kind of throwaway one there, which is why, like I said, a month down the line, we'll end up rebuilding the team and try to have a little more synergy based off of, I guess what the eventual meta is going to be. But for now, I really like this team. Again, I think Brambleghast is going to be a great Pokemon, especially against the Genies. And there are a lot of other really great Pokemon on this team, too. And especially since a lot of these Pokemon do have priority moves, too, I think it's going to be really good. And I'm super excited to use this team. And don't worry, again, I will show you the new code in just a minute. But before I do, if you guys are new here, just haven't yet, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles and let's show you the new code. Okay, so now that Baxcalibur is Thermal Exchange, there's the code over there. So if you guys want to end up using it, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And really, honestly, that's the whole point of this team, is to have a lot of fun. Next team will end up being a little more competitive, but for now, let's have some really good battles with this team. Okay, so one of those where we do have a Trick Room option, but no real Tailwind option, though. But they do have a couple speedy mons, so that's something to really think of. So I think that what we're going to do is probably go for our Imprison here then, if they're showing Trick Room. So let's do that as well as I actually think we could probably go Baxcalibur too. Yeah, let's go Baxcalibur as well. And then we'll have Urshifu as well as... Honestly, we can have Glimmora, because Glimmora wouldn't be horrible against Miraidon. Miraidon, correct? Yeah, Miraidon. Sorry, I had to say those out loud to remember which was which. But it wouldn't be bad, especially if we Terrastalize into our ground. The downside, if we do Terrastalize into ground, would be any kind of water from Greninja. If they have Muddy Water and they're a Water Tera from Goodra, and of course the Flower Trick from Meowscarada. But hopefully we'd be able to take one or all of them out, hopefully, before we even have to worry about Terrastalizing. Let's see, though. Question is, what are they going to lead with? I feel like it's going to be like Miraidon and, like, having Greninja or something like that, you know? Nope, Meowscarada. Okay, good. So this is one where we can actually do that. We do kind of have to worry about a... Yeah, I think we can still go in prison. They'll probably end up going for like a knockoff or something like that, but I think we'll still be okay. We're not going to Terrastalize into Electric. There's no real need for that. They go for Bite over into Baxcalibur. But we get our Icicle Spear next. That's perfect. We're going to actually knock them out, even if they do have Sash, because it's a multi-hit move. 3, and we would have been guaranteed at least one more, and then potentially the 5th one. So we could have actually knocked out another Meowscarada, too. But we get our Imprison. There we go. Okay. So even if they go Dazzling Gleam here, too, we would stop it. Yeah, we sealed Dazzling Gleam. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need to see, and I think that's why we need to knock them out next. Correction. Ooh, actually, because that might be their Tera. That might be their Tera. Honestly, I still think Hyper Voice will be better. So let's do that, and I'm going to go Icicle Spear over there, too. Okay, I think we can knock them out. Okay, I am wrong, but I'm hoping with the Hyper Voice we'll be able to knock them out. 3... Oh, actually, I think we do have enough. Never mind, because we only hit 4 times. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's a good amount of damage right there. And they didn't Terrastalize, so I think we can actually go for the Icicle Spear over there, too. Nice, I'm glad we take them out. That's perfect. And again, I know this isn't really like another Reg D team or anything like that, but, you know, it's still nice to see them in action, you know? Ah, Guardy. Guardy. Oh. Well, actually, that doesn't matter. We don't have any fire moves, so I feel pretty okay with that. So let's go Hyper Voice again, and let's go... we could go Glaive Rush, to be honest with you. Especially since Baxcalibur is not going to be out there much longer. But still, with Icicle Spear, you know, with Stab, that has the potential... if we do get that extra one, to be stronger than the Glaive Rush. But are we willing to count on the loaded dice? Nope, so let's go Glaive Rush. This should be enough to knock out, too. Perfect. And now we get our Hyper Voice, and I'm hoping that well, it'll at least bring it down to the yellow, so I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, Draining Kiss will knock out. That's fine. And now, to be honest with you, the smarter move would be... Oh, wow, we didn't even get it down there. Smarter move would be to go Glimmora, because Sludge Bomb will end up KOing, and the Poison would end up resisting some kind of fairy move if they had it, but obviously, like, Draining Kiss. And they might actually have Dazzling Gleam, too, so that might be something that we blocked. But still going to go Urshifu. We're going to Terrastalize and go Iron Head. Why not? Hyper Voice, Terrestrialize, Iron Head, they may back out. They do not. Awesome. It's going to be funny to see Urshifu with like an axe through its head. I don't know. Beautiful. They're going to go Draining Kiss over into Urshi. Well, we get our Iron Head first, so it doesn't matter. And to be honest with you, I think Surging Strikes would have been fine too, but why not take advantage of the Tera, right? Again, I don't know how many Steel Tera Urshifus are going to be out there. Not 100%. I think some people might end up going with it, but why not see it in action? Good game. Alright, looks like we have a Dozo matchup here. Question is, are they even going to bring them? Either way, I am okay with bringing Brambleghast here. The only thing we'd really probably have to worry about would be if they end up going Shadow Ball with Goldengo, or if they have a Flying Tera Dragonite. I think those would probably be the worst case scenarios, but it's okay, because we'll Talonflame, Brambleghast. In all honesty, Urshifu's going to be pretty tough to go with too. As well as Baxcalibur, although the Glaive Rush actually wouldn't be too bad. But even so, that would be pretty tough. Then again, so is Glimmora. Yeah, Brambleghast would really be our only, or at least our best chance to knock out Dozo. That's alright. Let's go with these two. Probably our strongest strongest-ish attackers. Again, it's matchups like this that I kind of wish we still were using our Grass Glimmora. However, to have Brambleghast on the team, obviously we had to sacrifice the Grass to them to be able to get all 18 types. So, I still think Ground is really good, though, especially with access to Earth Power. But even so, alright, this is fine. Surprisingly enough, this is actually fine. Honestly, I think Tailwind's going to be extremely important. They don't have a normal type in the back, so I think we're going to be okay. We're going to go for the Phantom Force over there. Now, they're probably going to end up going Rock Slide. If they end up missing the Rock Slide, that would be extremely nice. And also, we would have a chance to go with a Will-O-Wisp onto one of these Pokemon, too. Oh, and I just realized this too. They might have a normal Tera. Of course they're gonna hit. Yeah, it makes sense. That was risky. We could have ended up terrestrializing, but even with Bug, we would have been a super effective move. Yeah, and especially with the Life Orb, I think it still would have ended up knocking out. Fire Punch, fair enough. Okay. Now with this one, I think we can actually go Baxcalibur here. This would be perfect. You got two Pokemon that are 4x weak to, to whatchamacallit. So, to Ice. That's the name of it. So that actually kind of works out. Yeah, I think Brambleghast might be faster, though. They're probably going to end up protecting or terrestrializing, to be honest with you. Yeah. But we're going to give it a shot, though. Yeah, that's into multi-scale. Alright, cool. We knock out. I'll knock out in two, then. Nice. Unfortunately, they're probably going to go Fire Punch down into Brambleghast here. But we do have our Focus Sash, which is probably going to be our saving grace here, too, to be honest. It's fine. Wow! I'm really glad that we ended up changing to Thermal Exchange now. But there we go. We got a +1 as well. And to be honest with you... Oh, hi. Hi, Guardy. Ooh, okay. Wind Rider. Fair enough. If I'm being honest with you guys, I think that we could probably KO with an Ice Shard. So let's do that, and let's go for the Phantom Force. I wonder if we could just do it with the Shadow Sneak, if I'm being honest with you. No, it's not going to be enough. It'll get it down to probably the yellow, but that's about it. So let's go with the Shadow Sneak. Or not the Shadow Sneak, pardon me. The Phantom Force. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. But at least we did the Phantom Force over into Gardevoir. So that'll be a good thing. But now I wish I went Icicle Spear as opposed to, yeah, Ice Shard. That is still some damn good damage, though. I appreciate that a lot. Let's go. You're not going to take any damage. Fire Punch misses. But that Dazzling Gleam's going to hurt pretty bad. But not out! Let's go, Bax! We're actually going to go Protect here, to be honest with you. That way, if they have extreme speed, we'll end up stopping it. So that's perfect. They do not, but Phantom Force KOs. Let's go. Brambleghast, you strong, strong mon. Oh, you'll love to see it. Let's go. We even stopped the Fire Punch, too. That's awesome. Now, last but not least, it's got to be the String Cheese. That is Dozo. That is not String Cheese. So, in this case, let's actually go Icicle Spear up here. Yeah, we're out of Trick Room. Now, let me think about this. Do I think an Ice Shard will KO? Well, the first one was still at neutral. It wasn't +1, so I think we will. So let's go Ice Shard, and let's go Seed Bomb over there. Yeah, let's go. And now question is, how much is Seed Bomb going to do? And especially without the Commander boost, this is going to do a lot. This is going to do a lot. Not bad. And it was a crit too. Ooh, Body Press to take that 4 HP out. Alright, I think we're just going to be able to finish it with Bramble. Yeah, they have lefties. They may end up having Protect, but based on how much that last one did, even if they Protect, get lefties one more time, it's still not going to do, you know, still not going to be enough that the Seed Bomb wouldn't be able to take care of it. Regardless, they're not going to be able to really go for a Tera here, or I'm sorry, not a Tera, a Protect here anyways, because Dozo. Or not Dozo, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Urshifu. I'm thinking water types right now for some reason. But there we go, Seed Bomb takes care of it, and either way, we're going to have the Drain Punch in the back. But really good game on that one. Brambleghast, man, just coming in clutch. Alright, now this is one of those matchups, again, where I think that Brambleghast is going to do really well. I will say, the one thing that I am really worried about with it, though, yeah, would be Chien Pao. And then question is, which Urshifu is that? My assumption would be the water one, because it looks like they're probably going to set Rain Dance with a Prankster Thunderous. But I could be wrong. I don't foresee that to be the case, but I could potentially be wrong. But either way, let's go with Talonflame, and let's go with Brambleghast. If I'm being honest with you, they may end up starting with the... shoot. Yeah, because they may end up starting with a Rillaboom. So Ice would be great in that case, but... that's okay. I think it's better to go with Baxcalibur and Urshi in the back. Yeah, I think it'll be better to have them back there. Yeah, so leading with Brambleghast and all that, I think it's actually going to be good because if they do go Thunderous, and for some reason they end up going with the Boltwind Storm, we get another +1 in addition to the Tailwind that I'm hoping we're going to get right here. Now, they could always end up going Taunt, but I think that we have the speed. I'm pretty sure that we have the speed. Thundy and Fluttermane. See, they're both +1. I'll be honest with you. Okay, if they terrestrialize into Fairy, that would be bad. But we're not going to do that. And I did not see Proto. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the Tailwind, get up to +1, and we're going to go for the Shadow Sneak over into Fluttermane and hope it's enough. Okay, they didn't protect, so let's see. Does this actually KO Fluttermane? Yeah, baby, let's go now. Let's go. You'll love to see it. And now, because we didn't take any damage with Talonflame, we have priority. Oh, let's go. This is okay. This is totally okay. We do have priority. Brightbird. That's the name of the move. Alright, so that's perfect. Now, question is, who's going to be that last Mon? My guess is going to be Urshifu, but again, I could be extremely wrong. We are going to have to go Brightbird, so let's do that down into POW. Let's go Phantom Force into POW, not because I think it's going to KO, but because I think if we are able to get the Brightbird down into POW, I think that Brambleghast could clean it up with a Phantom Force. Oh, shoot. Oh, good. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about that for a second. I'm like, oh no, if he went Sucker Punch, though, he might be able to get me down to Sash. That's perfect. Now I actually kind of wish... Yeah, now I actually kind of wish that... Wow, he missed all 3 of those moves? But yeah, now I really wish I would have done... I would have kept Brambleghast in there for the Windbolt Storm. I think we can be able to KO POW, though. That's fine. That's some good damage, but we end up KOing right. That's fine. Yeah, they're getting ready for. Oh, okay. Actually, that's really good. The poor Talonflame is down in the red, but... Wow! That hit so hard! I love it! I love it! Yeah, I kind of wish we got another +1 because of the Windbolt Storm. I've been saying the wrong name for this entire time. That is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry, but that's okay. Let's go. We should be fine here. They may end up protecting... They really realistically could. But again, we have... Ooh, Phantom Force would do more. But Seed Bomb would just be right away. But let's go Phantom Force for the heck of it. Why not? Oh, this is probably why not. You're going to be a Water Tera, aren't you? Should have went with the Seed Bomb. Should have went with the Seed Bomb. But yeah, I've been saying that move wrong like this entire time. I am so sorry. Uh-oh. Yeah. I can't blame them. That's totally the right move. Alright, so we get our thing here. Yeah, and it's a Lorb too. Makes sense. Yeah, that thing's gonna be... It's gonna be pretty good. Thing's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, our Tailwind's gone, but that just means that they're not gonna be able to hit us this turn. because they may actually have the speed over us. But let's go Urshi here, obviously. I think it's going to be the best one to go with. I actually think going even with the Surging Strikes might be better, if I'm being honest with you. Because the rain powering it up, I think that'll be really good. So let's just do that. Although we may get knocked out. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. But honestly, I feel like Brambleghast can clean this up. Never thought I'd hear myself say those words. I was going to say with the Seed Bomb on the next turn, but okay, you can just clean it up with the Phantom Force. That works for me too. I am not going to be upset about that. Brambleghast might actually be the MVP on this team. I'm really, really enjoying that. And be on the lookout, because I think the next video is going to be Brambleghast. We're going to focus on that because, man, that thing is really, really good. Good game on that. So I know I said I built this team mostly for fun, not necessarily to be like an extremely strong team against the meta, but dude, this team might actually be extremely good. And again, with Talonflame and Brambleghast is really, obviously in those battles, really ended up being the MVP. Did really, really great damage on everyone that it went up against. It one-shot Fluttermane with a Shadow Sneak after the Tailwind, getting the +1 with Wind Rider. Like, there was a lot of good stuff here with Brambleghast. But the rest of the team is great too. Urshifu, obviously, is extremely strong, and especially if other teams are setting Rain Dance for us as well. Surging Strikes, as well as Aqua Jet, are going to do a good amount of damage. Again, Baxcalibur was great. That Icicle Spear, especially into a lot of the Dragon-type Pokemon, and especially like Garchomp and Dragonite that have the Flying or the Ground type in addition to the Dragon-type. Getting the 4X move, and even with like an Ice Shard, it's going to do a lot of damage as well. But like I said, really, really great team. I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'm super excited for Reg D. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.